TC. He goes for number 5. He sees HonoR. Oh, he gets it. That's an ace.
Welcome, everybody, and thank you for tuning in. This is CCS Season 2, Week 3, Playday, number 2 of the week. My name is Tight Angles, and I'll be your host tonight. And tonight I am joined by two fantastic veteran casters. Mr. Crazy Man joining us tonight. How are you doing, sir?
Doing fantastic. How about you, Ty?
I'm doing great. And in case you didn't catch it last Friday, I erroneously said I was joined by the Challenger League finalist / winner, Mr. Talon. However, last week, that wasn't true. But this week, he is indeed the winner of Challenger League. Congratulations, Mr. Talon. How are we feeling tonight?
Thank you very much. Honestly, one thing I will say, it's a lot warmer tonight than it was last night. My fingers were frozen last night during the match, I got to say. But tonight's a lot better. I got my window open, and I think we're going to have a great night.
Absolutely. We've got a couple of great matches tonight. Some very evenly matched teams coming up for you. And tonight's first game is going to be between Prevail and HonoR eSports, previously known as Game of Throws. HonoR eSports this week coming in at 0-2, Prevail at 1-1. What do you guys think about this matchup?
Honestly, I think it's going to be a lot closer matchup than our second one, excuse me. Like you said, Prevail is currently 1-1. HonoR has a lot to prove, however, on their side, because they have not won a map yet. They are currently 0-2, or they haven't won a match yet, excuse me. So honestly, HonoR is definitely going to be the underdogs here, and Prevail is going to be their match to lose for sure.
Absolutely. Crazy Man, you got anything to add about the matchup?
Well, I agree that HonoR does have a little bit to prove here. You got to give them a little bit of slack because they were up against Flipside and Euphoria, or Omen now formerly known as Euphoria. So they had some harder matches earlier on in the season for them. So that does kind of show a bit. But hopefully tonight they show up and they show that they're not, just one of those lower tier teams that you can toss away.
Absolutely. Now, before we get into looking at the rosters for these two teams that are going to be playing each other in just a moment, I just want to go over a couple of CCS things. Once again, like always, all of our staff members are volunteers. So we just wanted to give a quick thanks to everybody involved who makes CCS work, including our cameraman for tonight at KazRep on Twitter. We thank you very much for being here. Also, tonight we have something a little bit special going on. A little over a week ago, we reached 1,000 followers on Twitter, and we decided to give away a free jersey. So the winner for the free jersey will be announced at the beginning of game number 2 for tonight. Sorry to string you along like that. So be sure to stay tuned because we are only saying it here live on the stream. We are not going to put it in text anywhere because we want a real fan that watches to get it and not somebody that just saw it on Twitter and retweeted it. That being said, let's have a look at the first roster lineup for tonight, HonoR eSports. Talon, would you do us the honor?
I see what you did there, and I like it indeed. First up, we're going to have Prophet, followed by Toasty, Jonesy, Pixel, and Beastia. All guys we've seen here before, like he was kind of mentioning. Yeah, they do have a lot to prove, but they did have some kind of tougher matchups, I'm going to say, early on in the season. So, of course, stats can be misleading, especially as early on as it is. But these guys, honestly, they're not horrible. But unfortunately, we haven't really seen anything like too great out of like one specific person individually. So just kind of keep an eye out for see, who rises among the ashes, trying to see. Crazy, what you think about that?
Well, we do have 3 new players on their team, I believe, like Toasty, Pixel, and Beastia. If I'm looking at this correctly, we don't have any stats for them. So hopefully these roster changes are going to give them a bit of a boost that they need, and it works out well for them in the end. And we'll see how it goes for them tonight. I'm excited to see them play against a team that they should actually be matched up well against, rather than a team like Flipside where it's really hard to give them a fight.
Absolutely, I agree completely. You know, there was a big change in the team lineup, in the dynamic. They elected a new captain in Profit, and I believe he's their IGL. Jonesy was an addition with the previous game that they played. So this is his second game with the team, even though we are in week 3, and this will be their third game. And again, Toasty Pixel and Bestia, I haven't seen before, so I believe that they're new additions. I don't keep up too much with the roster changes, but I know that when you make a roster change, you do it for the better, not for the worse. So we'll see if this team had enough time to get their communication skills down and can communicate and strategize with each other and possibly pull out a W. Now, with that being said, we'll take a look now at the lineup for Prevail. And Mr. Crazy Man, if you would, please.
All right, so the lineup for Prevail tonight, it looks like it's going to be Reaper, Mango, Scorch, Lance, and Evening. All of these players we've seen them, and they've been together this entire season so far, and they do very well all together. None of them are looking, poor on their stats-wise, and then actually watching them in-game, every team is going to make their mistakes, but even with the mistakes being made, Prevail still, gives a good fight, and all the team all around performs well. It isn't just one, fantastic player carrying the team along.
Yeah, completely there, right there with you. We have Reaper and Evening, kind of those two support players. So their KDs are below that 1.0 mark. However, they're pretty close. That's kind of what you expect out of a team that is currently 1-1 in the league, and out of the support players. So nothing too crazy there. Mango and Lance, they do have a little bit higher KDs, so you're probably going to want to be watching them a little bit more often, seeing how well are they going to be fragging. Both Lance and Scorch are actually kind of playing that flex role, and whereas Mango is just straight up like an Ash Bandit main. So definitely look for Mango for all those opening deaths and opening kills. So he's going to be their kind of like entry guy. I'm excited to see what they're going to bring to the table tonight.
Yeah, I think they made a good pick in Mango specifically to play that Ash player. I've had the opportunity to watch him play, and I have played with him in the past, and I know that he was one of those pickups where I was like, that was a good pickup. You know what I mean? I've known about him, even though he hasn't had a lot of competitive experience. I've seen him play. He can do a great job. Scorch, I don't know much about, but his KD probably speaks for the kind of work that he's been doing. He's the Jaeger on defense, which means he's probably on the roam. He's probably getting singled out, and he's coming out the other side more times than not with the kill. Again, these are, like you guys both mentioned, these are both very evenly matched teams. Prevail, I have to kind of give the advantage to, because not only they 1-1, which again can be kind of chalked up to maybe they had some easier opponents than HonoR did, but the fact that they've been a cohesive unit for significantly longer, we know at least through the qualifiers, than the other team has, with the 3 new additions, and then of course the addition of Jonesy last week. Guys, anything else to add before we take a look at the bans? Actually, I'm going to cut you off because the bans are already underway, and right now, Bank and Cafe are the first 2 bans of the evening. What do you guys think?
So looking back on it, Prevail and HonoR actually have played kind of some different maps. HonoR has played Consulate and Skyscrapers this season. So definitely look out for, HonoR maybe trying to come up with like a pick, behind the back, trying to pull in something a little bit crazy. Prevail sticking to the really standard meta of Border, Oregon, and Chalet. So obviously keep in mind for those. However, we do have Bank, Cafe. Now Coastline is out of the mix. Nothing, like I said, too crazy there, but keep an eye out for Consulate and Skyscraper. It's going to be forced up onto Prevail to really ban those. Prevail is actually going to go ahead and ban Clubhouse now, so they only have 1 ban left. HonoR has 1 ban left, and of course we will be going on and into the picks from there. So honestly, we very well could be seeing, kind of one of those off maps. The other two teams we have in the matchup later tonight, their bans and their maps kind of line up with each other, so we shouldn't see anything crazy going on during that ban pool. Actually, HonoR's going to go ahead and ban out Consulate, so they kind of, I believe they played Flipside on it, so I guess they realized, all right, we can't play it, we don't have it ready. Prevail is actually going to go out with Oregon, so those are going to be your bans for this first matchup. Going on and into the picks, we should be having Border, we should have Chalet. Let's see, what is the last one we
Oregon.
have?
Oh no, did they ban Oregon? Yes,
No,
they
they
did. That was
banned
the last
Oregon.
one.
Yep. So yeah, first pick's going to be Border by Honor.
I hope we
Nothing-
see a skyscraper pick.
And yeah, the skyscraper. Thank you. It's
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
be the last one. So I would completely expect Prevail to go ahead and pick Chalet here, with a skyscraper being the tiebreaker, and there it comes out. So those are going to be your 3 maps we're going to be playing today: Border, Chalet, and Skyscraper for matchup number 1.
Yes, indeed. I hope we get to the skyscraper, and I'm going to make the prediction right now, okay? And my prediction, it will go to 3 maps. However, I'm not going to pick a winner because I have no idea. I think that both of these teams are going to be putting on a good show. I think it's going to go. I think this is going to be a good matchup. I think it's going to get down to the wire on many occasions, and I think we're going to see map 3. What do you guys think?
It's definitely a possibility. Don't get me wrong. However,
Yeah.
historically in CCS, we've really been seeing a lot of like 2-0s and like 0-2s. It's very rare, to come across that third map. Coming from the first season, now we have seen a couple of map 3s, especially now into season 2. But honestly, I kind of do want to see Skyscraper on it. Like, it's just a map you don't really see that often. I've personally played it a bunch in Challenger League. I think we played it 3 or 4 times or something like that. It was actually like pretty good. So I personally am a big fan of Skyscraper. A lot of people actually hate on it or like just don't have the time to practice it, because you can see, in some of these like lower tier teams, is that they just don't have the time to play Skyscraper, which is why you'll see that Border, Oregon, Chalet, and you'll see those kind of 3 or 4 maps just in the meta, just always, because that's what everyone knows from ranked. That's what they know from scrims. That's what everyone else plays. And it's just so hard to kind of find those teams that'll play you on Skyscraper or play you on Coastline. And that's just one of those extra reasons why you're not going to really be seeing any brand new maps just get like shoved into the meta, because people just aren't ready for it and they're not comfortable scrimming on it. Therefore, they're just not going to want to play it in the map.
Absolutely. And I really like you when you show up because of your insight and your experience playing in the competitive community. You really do have things to say that might not otherwise be considered. And those definitely are things that need to be considered. And, kind of anything can happen when we get into a situation like this. Again, going back to the fact that HonoR has the little bit newer of a roster, we'll see if maybe they can put something up that they weren't previously able to.
All right. Well, hopefully these teams are going to be ready. We should be getting on into the map soon.
Just one thing I kind of want to note based on Wednesday's game, we did see, I could be wrong. Omen had 2 new players, and those 2 new players actually did fantastic for them. So sometimes the roster changes give you a massive advantage, or it will just completely change the way your team is performing. So it's possible that we're going to see something like that tonight with HonoR, and I would like to see map 3 as well. Skyscraper is one of those maps that you don't, like Talon said, you don't see it played too often. I hated it when I first started playing Siege, when I didn't have any time playing Skyscraper. I absolutely despised that map. But as I've played it more and more, I've actually come to really enjoy playing on that map. It's one of the maps that I prefer to play on right now. And I could understand why teams that haven't had the time to really work on strategies wouldn't want to play it, or would try to ban it early on in the Vetoes.
Yeah, exactly. With that, we're going to go ahead and get into map number 1. It is going to be Border Prevail versus HonoR. Prevail is going to be starting on the defense upstairs inside of Armory. Looks like they're actually setting up very heavily over in the fountain area. This is kind of an unusual setup. The sort of meta we've been seeing right now is actually put a mirror inside of security, bust a bunch of holes over into office, and then play heavy from inside. But now all of a sudden they've got triple reinforced. They've got fountain half. No, it is. Yeah, fountain's completely reinforced. They've got the mirror in there. Honestly, if I were the attacking team, I would not want to come across this sort of setup. I'd say, all right, guys, listen, we got to rotate out. I believe this is actually a setup that we have seen before in the past, with that castle door and like the hole opened up just to the right of that castle door. That does help prevent some of those extra angles getting into sight when you do have the castle door still alive. However, unfortunately, it's going to leave this other side just so weak over in security. Actually, it's so weak, it's not even reinforced, in fact. That is actually not a problem. Don't panic yet. it is definitely okay to be having that not reinforced. It's just very unstandard, and actually it's the strategy that I believe that we started kind of doing back in I want to say season 3, is actually having an unreinforced box wall. So I'm interested to see how they adapted our strategy.
Yeah, I mean this is an interesting strategy, leaving that completely open, especially since they're fully prepared for an office's take. But we don't see many office takes in CCS. We mostly see the standard take, which comes from this armory wall here. And as you can see already, Jonesy is getting really aggressive, peeking in there that far. He already ran all the way in, and if someone was behind that wall right there, they would have had the pick on him. He's going to push in, and he's going to take out Jonesy. He's pushing in even further, but the castle's going to come out of sandwich there and take him out, shutting down the Ash push. But that's just showing that unreinforced wall there, having that completely opened is going to make it really easy for them to push in there really aggressively. But as I'm saying, that Reaper takes out Bestia. So that's 2 of the attackers down already. But they do still have a lot of their breachability. They still have the Habana and the Thatcher, who can, Thatcher can get rid of any bandit charges if they want to open up any reinforced walls. And they also have the Ying, which is fantastic for getting into sites from different angles.
I agree with you here. Now they have used the Habana to get into the backside of Fountain. This is a very unorthodox strategy. However, I definitely agree with kind of doing something kind of crazy. Scorch on the other side of the map is going to go ahead and pick up Prophet. Meanwhile, we still have Pixel just exchanging bullets with Lance. Nothing really going to come too much of it just yet. About a minute left. And it's definitely going to be in favor of the defenders here, because we are now in a 4-on-2. This is definitely going to be very rough for them as the first smoke charges start coming out. Pixel is going to back up. No, Mango has actually left and gone over to East Stairs. He was previously inside of Office, so Pixel is not going to get punished for that yet. They did not have full control when they initially walked into Fountain. Mango, he's still there. He's going to be probably sitting on the flank. They do have a Claymore, so he's going to have to shoot that. But unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be enough. Now, Reaper is going to be playing with fire going around the mirror. That's going to be Pixel getting pokeballed, as Toasty is going to be the last one standing. As he pushes in, he picks up Scorch. He's in a 1v3. He's getting marked. Lance is just going to come around the corner and clean him up for a pretty decisive round number 1 for Prevail.
Yeah, I mean, there's almost no contest there from the attackers. I think they were completely caught off guard by the way the reinforcements were set up. They weren't sure if there were any tricks up Prevail's sleeve, so they kind of played it, they aired on caution, and because of that, it changed the way that they were playing, and I don't think they were really prepared for it. And with a change like that, you're not ready for it. You have a massive disadvantage. So really smartly played from Prevail there.
Agreed. One of those things is that, we had Jonesy. He did rush that mirror and he did get the kill. However, I think the big problem there is that mirror was actually still up. Like, he did not kill mirror in time to prevent that mirror from actually being placed. And that's the big mistake there, is that if you're going to be doing something that aggressive, you have to make sure it's going to be worth it. And the fact that he got immediately traded right back after Mira had used all of her utility, basically, it just was not worth that sort of aggression. It didn't really work out in his favor. Now, of course, the big elephant in the room that everyone's going to want to be talking about is going to be this Capcan. Now, if we had had this matchup and we had saw a Capcan maybe, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, a month ago, if we had seen a Capcan, we'd be laughing right now. But the fact of the matter is, Capcan right now is actually one of the most OP characters, in my opinion, right now. It's just that he's just so strong. You're going to be seeing a lot more Capcan picks. And I feel like once teams learn how to use him effectively, this is going to be a lot more picks. Like, he's going to be up, hopefully, or, conservatively, maybe in like the 60%, 70% range pick rate. So definitely keep an eye out for that, as the stats roll in later in the season.
Yeah, it's the thing about Capcan now, though, is you need a Capcan player who has a lot of map knowledge. And, they're going to be able to predict which way the attackers are going to come in from, or they're going to have some sort of a way of funneling the attackers into the traps. Like Lance right there has already gone through one of the doorways that had a Capcan trap on it. So they already got rid of that trap immediately. And the Capcan was spotted out with a drone. So I'm expecting to see him get picked a lot more frequently, but at the same time, I'm not too sure. The Foxes, the laser isn't as noticeable. I haven't played him yet, actually, with the new change. Is the laser there, or just, not as visible anymore?
No, it is the so that's a good point. You know, you got to bring up is that these Capkins, no laser whatsoever. You first put it on, there is a laser for about 1 second, and then it immediately disappears. But besides that, you know, it's really that's it. You know, it goes away. 60 damage to a 3-speed, 50 damage to a 2-speed, and 40 damage if you manage to hit a Capkin trap with a 1-speed 3 armor. But with that, we're going to go ahead and get into round number 2. We're going to be seeing Prevail actually going underneath very heavily, almost no contestation underneath, as we're going to see Mango and Scorch. Scorch looking for those frags from underneath. They've got drones in there. They're trying to mark out those anchors inside of B. And I like what they're doing. They're just applying this pressure from below. However, Mango, oh man, I was so sure that Jonesy was actually going to be able to pick it up. Mango is going to be able to train it back. Beastia is going to be the one applying back pressure as well as Prophet on the other side of the map. Looks like no, Mango's going to be able to finally take out BCF, keeps it into a 3-on-3. This is still anyone's game. Prophet down to about 50 HP over inside of this break room. Now they have gotten all of the anchors outside of B, so if they're able to rotate around, get onto AC, get into the door, I feel like they actually do still have a chance. However, they're taking the aim duels. Evening is going to pick up the head of Pixel. He's looking for Prophet. They know Prophet is there. Maybe even get a drone on him. There it is. That's going to be Evening, hopefully setting up a flank drone. No, he's going to push all the way around. Mango needs to peek, and there he goes. He's going to be the cover from East Stairs. Fantastic job. So with that, it's going to be all down to Toasty on this Capkin. And, you know, honestly, this gun is absolutely nuts. Plus that C4 that he comes with, he has a ton of utility all around, which is another reason why you're going to see him pick, is his gun is just absolutely insane. He is going to be able to pick up one with a Capkin trap after he brings him down. However, Mango from the hallway is going to be able to clean up map or round number 2.
I was kind of a little worried there for Prevail. It looked like late in the round there, it took them a while to kind of figure out what they were going to do. They did get the mirrors open. They had that vertical play going on the B bomb site, on the archive site, and they were flushing people out of there, but they were still sitting back. You know, it took them a little long for my taste to kind of push in there. And when you take too long on an attack side, everything can fall apart in a split second. If they didn't get the pick on that Ella in the hallway, if they didn't have that East Stairs control, that would have changed the round completely. So it's small things like that you'll notice that these things could have gone, just one little change like that could have changed the entire outcome of the round. But still, good on Prevail for actually having the East Stairs control there. As I've always said, East Stairs control on this map is massive because it gives you full control of that hallway, and you can even open up a site into security and shut down a complete area of rotation, shut down an entire side of the map just with that one hallway.
Yeah, agreed. You know, one thing that you do want to keep in mind is that Prevail did go underneath with the buck and the covering ash. I gotta say, that's actually pretty impressive. We haven't seen a whole lot of teams do that, you know, completely going underneath, you know, really kind of committing to going under. So I like what they did there, and honestly, it did work out very well. They were able to push everyone into Armory. They knew that no one was inside of Archives, so just allowed them free reign to play their own picks, play their game. Like you said, covering East Stairs and then eventually pushing up into that hall just did so much with that extra map control. I gotta say, Prevail's looking very, very strong right now.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with them so far. However, I do want to say there was one kill down there that kind of was luck. The buck did get picked off by the Ella that came in. There were two defenders that came into the server room down there to kind of flush them out. The first one got picked off almost immediately by Ash, but there was a lot of damage that was put onto the buck, and then buck got picked off by the Ella. If Ella had just kind of stayed inside a server, stayed back there, and just mind gamed the Ash, they would have been able to hold the Ash downstairs for most of that round, which could have given their teammates a pretty big advantage.
Yeah,
not was it the Ella or someone else? I think it was the Ella, but yeah.
They originally sent in the Bandit, and then the second guy up was going to be Beastia on that Jaeger. But either way, you know, one thing, you know, when you know there's a buck downstairs and you send someone down there and they actually managed to kill you before you were able to get a pick, that's a big loss. Like, you need to be looking to really win those trade duels, and that is in your favor, because then all of a sudden you kind of become the attacker when you're kind of attacking a position that the attackers are holding, if that makes sense. So honestly, the fact that they were actually able to win that, that's kind of disappointing on the hands of the defenders. They really weren't able to do much. It looks like we got a little bit of action as the Ella is going to go and try and save the mirror, but that's not going to really work out as she is going to be kind of caught out. That's going to be on Mango. Honestly, very loose kind of hold upstairs right now. You know, they did have that mirror, but look at that. Prophet with a double nade. That's going to be getting into bathroom. What a nade. Evening says, I'm out of here. He is just disgusted. That was a nutty nade, gotta say. So with a minute and 15 left, it is all of a sudden a 5-on-2 now as Pixel's able to pick up one. But of course, right as I say that, Lance is going to trade it immediately right back onto Profit. This is definitely still doable. They've got the Ella, the Clutch Queen, and that smoke. Oh no, Toasty takes a BCR. Are we witnessing the throws? No, Pixel's going to save his team. He's going to go ahead and pick up Lance. Gonna be a 3-on-1 in against Mango. You know, Mango is definitely one of those guys. He can still do this. So unfortunately, I don't know. I just don't think it's gonna really happen. He's gonna expose his feet. That is an angle you do not want to go to for that exact reason. Pixel with a 3K as well as a Profit 2K with a nade. Wow, that was very impressive.
I think that nade was massive for that round. Getting those 2 kills and opening up almost that entire site. I think after those 2 kills was opened up, it forced the roamers back. They forced the roamers back down very quickly. Everyone that was holding upstairs, that was one of the weakest upstairs holds that I've seen so far. And they just got flushed out almost immediately. They fell back to our site. The mirror windows up there were opened before the defenders even really fell back. So that puts them at massive risk. The Ella exposing herself to the Habana, trying to save that mirror window, almost cost her life. She got brought down to 50 health right there. And that you want to pick your battles kind of, and those roamers did end up falling back to site safely, but it's not optimal to lose that much health before you fall back to site, especially if you're falling back early on in the round.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that nade though, it just proves the fact that, you know, Jaeger is definitely still viable, and, you know, hey, still want to bring him out, especially for an anchor position like that bathroom, because let me tell you, a double nade, that cannot happen. Really just unlucky for them that they were not able to do that. And again, like you said, you know, that upstairs is just very, very weak. And I wanted to see a little bit of bandit tricking maybe behind that mirror. That would have definitely have saved it. You know, just put a bandit behind the mirror. He'll be able to hold it. They're not going to be able to go from underneath because, of course, that's where the site is. So being able to just say and just hold it, make sure you don't have any twitch runs come in, and that upstairs just all of a sudden gets bolstered by just that much more.
Yeah, and as you were saying with the Jaeger, he is always an important pick. Yes, a Candela charge can get rid of an entire room of ADSs if you use it correctly. But at the same time, I know a lot of people just kind of toss the Candelas in there, and an ADS will take that out. I do want to note, though, we are working on a rehost right now. So just bear with us for a few minutes while we get the rest of the players back in here, and we'll get ready to go again. But as I was saying, Jaeger is always important. He's one of those, he will protect you from smokes, from flashbangs, from grenades, everything. You can shut down an entire push with just a Jaeger and a smoke.
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully, all right, so we do have all the teams back into the lobby. We will get underway as shortly as possible. Remember, it is 2-1 in favor of Prevail, even though they just got naded into oblivion and lost that round. That was actually, does a double nade? Like, when does that ever happen? Let's be honest. So we're just going to go ahead, make sure the map's all set up, and then we're going to go ahead and get back into it. Hopefully we get it ready from both teams. We have the ready from both teams. Give a little countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. There we go.
Yeah, no, that was an impressive nade, without a doubt. 2 kills from it. Was it a single grenade or was it 2 grenades that got tossed in separately? I don't think we managed to catch it on camera.
You know, I think it was just one, just because of how fast, you know, together it was. But
yeah,
you know, at this point, I'm not really sure. Once again, we're going to be seeing HonoR. It's going to be back on defense. Oh, I saw that Capcan pick. However, Toasty decided to go back to that smoke, you know, play it safe. You know, of course, it's only been one day. Let's be honest, guys, with the Capcan. We don't know exactly where to put him all. You don't know exactly how to use him. Haven't really built him into the strats. He's just kind of a pick. Interestingly enough, though, we actually did use Capcan last night and during our Challenger League finals. You know, the day of the patch, we just threw him in there just for the heck of it. And our player Penguin actually got quite a few assists, I gotta say, and lots of explosions here and there. Because you got to remember that the Capcan was also like a sound notification, because you're forcing them to kind of shoot that Capcan trap, or they run into it and it makes a big loud explosion, right? So either way, they're making a noise before they go through that door. So I mean, you can keep it in towards sight. You can have it out there to help the roamers out. You can have it on like an extended hold. There's a lot of flexibility there in Capcan, and of course, like I said, pair it with that gun, pair it with that C4. And that's a nutty combination, because he is 2-2 now as well. So gotta say, I like the changes. However, Uh, it's going to be questionable whether or not it's going to be overpowered or not. It's still kind of yet to be seen, but he's definitely a fun operator to play in ranked and in public pug matches.
I think it's made him a much more viable pick. In the past, people would, kind of make fun of you if you picked Capcan. So I'm glad to see him being picked a bit more often, but also some changes that we might see from it is, the Twitch picks and, how Twitch is played. Because sometimes Twitches they'll be a nuisance to the enemy team and they'll just kind of try to zap them out of corners, or they'll focus on getting cameras and then getting intel, because it is Lance taking out Hestia from that east stairs there. These east stairs, these will bite you if you do not have control of them. The attacker's getting control this early in the round, not even 2 minutes left on the clock. Not even down past the 2-minute marker, and they already have east stairs control. Ooh, Mango trading some shots with Jonesy there. Not actually landing the kill. Kind of risky. Jonesy was very much out in the open there. Mango should have had that. But still forcing him back upstairs does give them that first floor control. So that's really good for the attackers. It's looking really good for them right now based on the control of the map that they have.
You got to say, that roam clear was pretty impressive. Getting into East Stairs, able to cut off Beastia, so that's going to be immediate advantage for Prevail. Looks like they should be able to get control of, hopefully, Break Room soon. We do have Prophet on Ella once again inside of Break Room, so he should be getting droned out pretty soon and maybe even getting pushed. Once again, we're going to see the Scorched Mango combination from underneath. Going to be really kind of pressuring this, but you got to remember, when you're Toasty as a smoke in there, that's still your sight. You can still look down through those floors and fight back, and I think that's one thing he's kind of, misjudging the fact that he can do that. So I'd like to see him be a little bit more aggressive there. They also need to start speeding up the rest of the attack elsewhere. If you can, start getting, Lance or someone else into where they need to. Reaper, see, look at this. They didn't even check Break Room. Prophet's going to go ahead and punish him for that. Prophet can take a little bit of bullets too from Evening on his way out. He's still going to be hiding there, so he's going to make sure that Lance is going to stay on East Stairs. And oh no, with the peek from Prophet, he's going to pick up his second one of this round. Right now, that entirety of the round is on him as Scorch is able to pick up Toasty. Remember, that's the smoke inside of B, so he's kind of out of the picture as well. Jonesy's going to help by taking out Scorch. And this is all of a sudden Prevail not really looking too good. They started out really solid roam clear. They started out going from underneath very heavily. I liked what they saw, or I liked what I saw. Mango, once again, he's just going to be finally picking up Jonesy as he is now on low health. Evening over inside of offices. He's got full health. He's going to go ahead and open up into archives. Remember, this is still anyone's game. It is a 2-on-2, even though Mango is kind of low health. Maybe even put up a Claymore. That would certainly help. Unfortunately, Evening's not going to. 15 seconds left. We're going to be forced into the last second push. Ella's going to be hit. Mango's going to be the one peeking. No, Pix is going to be able to take him down as it's going to be a C4 fest. Evening going to be looking for the plane. He's not going to be able to. He has to frag out in this situation. Not going to be able to find any kills. There's not going to be the push coming out. Not going to make it happen. Looks like HonoR is going to actually pick up our second round, making it 2-2.
I'm kind of surprised that they were able to pull that out. I mean, with the East Stairs control that early, like I said, Lance being over there, that should have completely shut down the rotates. I don't think they even tried to drone out security. They just kind of assumed that all the roamers would be back on site. But they saw the Ella hanging out up there before. They should have known Ella would have been there again. And it's security room and break room are two massive areas to hold on this map, because then you shut down an entire half of the map. And with Ella, with her Grismont mines, you can hold that entire area completely on your own. You have the Grismont mines giving you not only a notification when someone comes through a doorway, but it also stuns them and makes it really hard for them to kind of kill you if you go to capitalize on the Grismont mine going off. So a big mistake by Prevail there, actually, not droning that out and not taking out the Ella that was in there, and then just kind of pushing into offices. They were really late on their push too. They didn't get anyone into offices until less than a minute and a half left on the timer. So the second that they started moving in there, they just ran straight in. They didn't check any corners. They didn't check to their left, right, anything. They just ran straight in and got completely shut down to the Ella. And then not even landing all of the shots, Elo still bought so much time for the defenders there just by, spraying at them every 2 or 3 seconds. It slowed them down a lot, and then they had maybe 20 seconds to actually try to push into site. And by then they had already lost most of their team. And, Mango, you said, really low on health. So really well played there by HonoR, actually, shutting down that late push.
I completely agree with you there. I gotta say, Prophet great job. The big kill there was obviously, of course, on to Lance. He was the one holding East Stairs, and the guy coming from break room was actually able to take out the guy at East Stairs. That's a really big pickup there, and that's really what kind of won them the round, or kind of pushed it over the edge, I'm gonna say, to really help them win. So we'll see exactly how this plays out, because the bomb site is now once again downstairs. Prevail. Let's see if they get naded. We do have Prophet in position to try and do something like that again, as he is going to be seeing Evening on the drone. Twitch drones, Ash is coming in from Passport. There's a lot going to be happening really quickly, and I really hope we're going to be seeing an effective collapse from Prevail from upstairs. They do have a weak upstairs, but if they're not going to get pushed, they got to learn how to be able to play vertically.
Yeah, they do have the presence upstairs still. There hasn't been much aggression from the attackers to kind of push out the roamers that are upstairs right now. We do see Jonesy on East Stairs. He's got a drone going in, but that's not good for him. It looks like he's droning himself out, which is kind of a waste in my opinion, because you've got the drone in there. Yeah, you get the intel, but you don't have the ability to really act on the intel because you're on your drone, and your drone is 2 rooms ahead of you. So Jonesy is now going to start pushing in upstairs, but I mean, he still was droning himself out, and then he's going to get picked off by Mango from break room. These Ellas in this break room are just ridiculous. They are shutting down pushes from the east stairwell like it's nothing now. But Prophet is going to be trapped in the... There's the grenade. Prophet is not going to get a grenade kill this time just yet, but Pixel is going to pick off Lance and Evening. And then Mango coming down and picking off Pixel. So that's back to a 3v3. The attackers were kind of pushing in from the bathroom there. They just got slowed down. The Mira kind of slowed them down a bit, but then got picked off herself. So now it's up to the attackers to kind of continue their push. But there we're going to see Scorch taking down Prophet. And they, Reaper is still upstairs. Bestia is upstairs right now. So with a roamer still being upstairs, that can completely shut down the other attacker who's up there. And there's only 2 attackers alive right now. 1 in bathroom, 1 upstairs. And if the person upstairs dies, then you see Toasty down here is going to have no support. He has to get in the plant, or he's going to have to frag 3 people. And Bestia is going to challenge Reaper here. He's going to get the kill, actually, so it does put it to a 2v2. Toasty is going to try to move into the room. He's probably going to try to start planting soon. And having the Twitch upstairs right now is actually really good for him, because then you can watch from the hatch, make sure that your teammate doesn't get pushed while they're going for the plant. But Toasty is actually taking a while. He doesn't have the diffuser, so he is going to try to push out. He's going to spot Mango. Mango's going to take him down, leaving it all to the Twitch. Bestia dropped down, comes in through the doorway, tries to drop shot Mango, but it's missing his shots. The Grismont mine going off and stunning him makes it really hard for him to get that kill. 2 seconds left, and he's not even going to be able to make it into sight in time, and the defenders are going to take the round.
I'm kind of disappointed. HonoR, you guys had the bathroom. You had it open. You had a sled. You had a bunch of softballs. I'm not sure, what was the disconnect between sledging in and opening up all of bathroom, just holding down angles, and walking in and going for the plant. Why? What's stopping them from, taking control of just archives? You don't have to push in much past archives, just make sure that, hey, they're not playing above the hatch. Just push right on in, get the plant down, and don't do anything else that's too fancy. Prophet trying to get a nade out. He got kind of picked off there. They were able to Pixel did get a good job, doing Pixel things, picking up 2 kills, including that mirror that was close on the wall. There was a big disconnect, because then Pixel ran around into main lobby. Of course there's going to be a mirror in customs, because where else would she be, right? It's like, I don't know. There's just a really big disconnect, because, at one point they're trying to hunt the roamers, but then at the same time, both teams are not hunting the roamers, right? So last time we did see Prevail go downstairs, it was able to take control of downstairs roam, but then they kind of left an Ella sitting inside a break room. Same exact thing here with HonoR. They're just not looking for that Ella in break room. They're not really droning out anything that they really need to. They don't have that map control or information, because the extent of HonoR's map control was, hey guys, we got tellers and we got bathroom, we got bathroom hall. Congratulations, guys. What are you going to do with that? You guys got to move around. You got to get up into offices. You got to maybe even open up into archives. Heck, bring a thermite if you want to. I'm just really kind of confused here, because like I said, there is that disconnect between some of these rounds that I think that are really kind of losing it, and they're defeating themselves is what it really kind of comes down to. But we're going to be seeing HonoR. We'll see how they decide to kind of hold this exact kind of very similar setup, I'm going to say. A very loose upstairs. It's not too hard. They got, I believe, 3 people downstairs. Maybe Jonesy's downstairs. He's going to be on the float as he's trying to play a Pixel against an ACARG. It's going to be Mango inside of break room. I don't know. I'm really waiting to see that kind of change from these two teams. Hopefully, we'll see it this round. Lance once again on East Stairs. I like what he's doing on East Stairs. You got to remember, it's super critical. You have to hold East Stairs every single round. So at least they've got that going for them. They got some drones as well. They got Jonesy on the battery trick. Honestly, HonoR's looking pretty good here. I kind of like the setup. And right now, PVL is stalling. We're not seeing them do anything like at all. He's like, need to start getting those nades in there. They need to just get some flashes in there. And Mango just needs to say, hey, I'm going to frag this kid and just go on it. Meanwhile, I say that's going to be Reaper on the other side of the map. Finally, he decides to show up against Prophet. That's going to be the Ella finally. You know, Prophet definitely one of those impact players this game. So the fact that he's kind of off of the board early is definitely going to put it in PVL's favor as Jonesy pushes up. He has no more batteries remaining. It's going to be kind of unfortunate for him that he was not able to battery trick that. He definitely should have been able to. That is something that I would have expected a Bandit to be able to play. We're going to see a little bit of a double down. Looks like a trade downstairs in a bathroom. Meanwhile, the rest of the attackers are going to be closing in upstairs. Reaper, second kill from that AC, is going to be doing it. Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened there as two of them got down both. I guess they're both getting reset. I'm kind of curious to see exactly what happened, but the attackers now basically have upstairs control, excuse me. So they're going to be able to get in, do their bucking things, and then hopefully close out this round.
Yeah, I mean, they did really well in flushing out the roamers that were upstairs. They did way better than we saw HonoR do, where they just kind of loosely pushed upstairs. They droned out for themselves. Prevail took security first. They took security, then they took East Stairs. They knew that they wouldn't have any issues pushing in through anywhere else, so they were able to push in through the hallways. They had the an evening picking off Bestia, putting it down to a 2v5 right now, so it's really not looking good for HonoR. As they're getting rid of more of the bandit charges. I think all the hatches are opened up. The floor is completely opened up, and HonoR is just kind of trying to hide right now. There are 20 seconds left in the round, so it's not looking too great for HonoR right now. But if they're able to buy this much time, if they shut down people as they try to drop in through the hatches, that could change the outcome. But Pixel is actually going to run out into the hallway and get picked off by Lance, leaving it all down to Toasty. The diffuser is down, and there comes a fuse, actually, and that's going to take out Toasty.
So with that, we will be going into, I believe, match point 4-2 in favor of Prevail here on Borders. So I got to say, this is kind of make it or break it here for HonoR. And, you know, they started off pretty well, but the big key is Jonesy, man. Like, what happened on the wall that you weren't able to correctly battery trick that? You know, when you're a bandit, you definitely need to be just sitting there, just battery trick it. You know, Habanos are super easy. They have a super long fuse time. You just got to be able to sit there, put the battery down, and just kind of hold it, right? So I need to be seeing him play the basics. You know, don't try to do anything fancy. Don't try and, you know, pre-place it and then, you know, try to run around and then come back and see if it's still there. No, just chill there, man. Just chill. Put your batteries down, you know, keep them there. Hey, guess what? Start battery checking. Deny that entry. And then there you go, right? So you can give them archives as much as you want. That's fine. You know, you can sit two people in the back of Armory, and then guess what? That's basically an easy setup, and it's going to be really difficult for them to push in. You should be able to waste a lot of time and even potentially get a frag or two. So like I said, it is going to be match point. We will be seeing, once again, Prevail playing upstairs in this unorthodox, I would say, defensive strategy. I kind of like it, though. You know, honestly, I think it's very strong against office tax. Hopefully, HonoR will realize, hey, we can't go that way. We got to push really, really heavy from the other side. Do keep in mind and do keep an eye out for that thermite, though. This time around, they've got that thermite, so they should be able to get that wall fully open. Maybe even send an Ash downstairs to help prevent Mango from battery tricking on box. Excuse me, that's incorrect. They're not going to even have a box because remember, they don't reinforce it. I just remembered that. So hopefully we'll see some interesting play around that box. Because again, it's unreinforced. They just need to push in. I really don't want to see them push in through office. It's just not going to end up very well for them.
Yeah, I like that Prevail. It was clever the first time Prevail did this because it completely threw HonoR off guard. HonoR was not expecting it in the slightest, and they changed the way they were coming into the site, and it did not pay off for HonoR. Prevail did fantastic with that, but now doing it again, you know, HonoR might be a little bit more prepared for it, and they're going to say, listen, you know, we're not actually going to go for offices this time. We know they have a heavy defense over there. Let's go ahead and we're going to take security. And we did see them going into security already, taking security. They're probably going to try to open up that box a bit more and hopefully open up the mirror window that's inside a small office because that is already up. You do see there are two defenders downstairs right now, but the attackers are all upstairs. I don't think they're going for any vertical play.
They have now Ash to open the wall, just kind of getting it open once again. Pixel's going to be closing in on that. Remember, Evening, I believe, is actually holding on to one of his mirrors, so he could be pushing up, maybe getting a mirror placed on any second now. I think that's going to be super critical, is going to be that timing, as Jones is going to push all the way through once again. They know that he's right there. He's going to be looking for the angle. He's going to swing around. He's going to be able to pick up Reaper and get into that blue corner along the lockers. Will he be able to pick up another one? No, that's going to be Profit from the other side. Picking up Evening, puts it into a 5-on-3 in favor of HonoR, as the diffuser is going to be starting to go down. Mango is going to be forced to rotate from up, or from downstairs, excuse me. Scorch is also downstairs. He's going to be looking for something from underneath. He's not going to be able to hit anything, as BC is going to be able to pick up Mango. He picks up a second one from the hallway onto Lance, leaves it all up to Scorch, a lone castle. And I gotta say, his chances of winning this one are basically slim to nil, as Pixel is going to be able to pick up him and clean out that round. And guess what? We have a ball game, ladies and gentlemen, as it is still going to be match point. However, they're one round closer to OT.
HonoR changed what they were doing. Like I said, they saw that there was a heavy defense in office. They completely changed it up, and I'm kind of surprised. You would think that Prevail would be like, okay, we have a lot of reinforcements over in office. We have a lot of different ways that we can hold this. Let's kind of have like 1 or 2 people over here, and we're going to have everyone else kind of watching towards that armory side, hopefully keep control of security for as long as possible. But they didn't do that at all. They had 0 defense over towards the armory wall there. They did have the Valkyrie in the mirror, but Valkyrie, for some reason, just kind of tried to throw a C4 out there, and just there was no one watching for Jonesy to run in further. So Jonesy just ran in there, took complete advantage of it, and it had full control of that site. So once you give control, especially a player like Jonesy, you give full control of a site to Jonesy, you're making a big mistake. You're not going to be able to really retake it against him successfully. Even the smoke canisters coming out at him, they weren't able to shut him down completely. He just kind of fell into another corner and sat there and watched. And it really well played from Jonesy there. HonoR, in general, that round just did fantastic.
Fundamentally, HonoR didn't really do anything all that different. I think individually, Jonesy played it a little bit better. I think that he realized that the strategy was to put on a mirror late, and that he needed to kind of push up and get kind of control of that mini office, and that's exactly what he did. You know, fundamentally, HonoR didn't do anything different. Like, they just kind of went into security, they just kind of ashed their way into the wall, and then Jonesy ran in. But the big difference is that Jonesy was able to pick up a kill. Last round, or the previous time, he was unable to. So that's just kind of one of those big differences where, you know, 1 kill, 1 person can just make such an impact on the round. You know, of course, they were kind of ready for it this time around. Like, HonoR kind of like understood like what the strategy was. And so they're like, all right, we're all ready for it now this time. But, you know, it's still the exact same thing of what they needed to do. And honestly, that's pretty much the counter. It's just pushing yourself in there, mongoloiding in and just, you know, saying, hey, I'm in your face. You better kill me or I'm going to win the round. That's exactly what Jonesy did. So great job from him. Profit just kind of on a loose kind of hold right now. He's just kind of chilling there. We're in, as well as Jonesy is also in CC. You know, they don't have too much utility there. They have 1 reinforcement. There is no Mira, interestingly enough. You know, that's something that very commonly we'll see, you know, facing towards that east stairs. We're not going to see it this time. So it's going to be all up to Jonesy and Profit's gunplay, maybe even relying a little bit on those Rosemont mines to try and make something happen. Once again, Prevail is just kind of like, I don't even know. Like, they're just kind of like doing nothing. They're just stalling out, you know, maybe even calling a rotate, I guess, over into east stairs. Yeah, maybe they're looking for, you know, swapping up. Maybe they don't want to go security anymore. But I gotta say, this is the 2nd or 3rd time that we've seen them this game just kind of stall out, not really do too much, and look very, very slow on attack. I feel like it's going to come down to the wire.
Yeah, I mean, 1:30 left on the clock, and they're still mostly outside. I think they're still droning. They're just sending in the Scorch and Mango down below to try to get some vertical play going. And Scorch is kind of doing his thing. It looks like he might be opening things up downstairs, but they have no control over any part of the map at all. They have east stairs, okay, but it's important to have control of that if you have control of other things as well. We've seen the defenders come in from, and Evening jumping in, actually getting the pick on a Bestia. Even hit by a Grisma mine, he still managed to get that pick, so that could kind of give them a bit of an advantage, but there is Profit sitting inside of the break room again. He's going to be picking him off. Very low on health, but putting Reaper down as well a little bit. And here we see Prevail once again not having this control over the break room here. They have the east stairs. They have 2 people in east stairs right now, but they're not doing anything about Profit. And he has full control of that doorway there and full control of them trying to cross offices. And actually, we're going to see Jonesy come around and pick off Reaper as he's trying to put a exothermic charge on the wall there. And he's going to push up and take out Mango, bring it down to a 4v2. The attackers being in the... Oh, Jonesy getting a headshot on the Lance, standing out on the balcony there. Now it's just Scorch. He's down below, heading towards the east stairwell right now. He has a lot to try to do, and he has 10 seconds. He's not going to be able to pull this off. I mean, the defenders really just have to kind of sit back and hide right now. But Jonesy is going to be playing a little bit cheeky, and he does get the kill. Jonesy going in that round.
Great shot from him with the 4K, honestly. I like to see that a little bit of individual play, and it worked out really, really well. So good job for them. We're going to be having a little bit of a rehost here because we are now going into overtime. The score is now 4-4. So if you guys stick with us for just 1 second, we're going to get these guys back into the lobby and the game underway as soon as possible. So hopefully we'll go into a little bit of a short break. We'll keep it as short as possible, like I said. Thank you, everyone, for sticking around. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are map 1 of match 1 of the night. Prevail versus HonoR. Just to fill you back in, we are currently rehosting for overtime. It is 4-4. I gotta say, I'm joined here by Crazy. What do you think so far of the matchup?
I think it wasn't looking too even at the beginning. I mean, Prevail did get a lot of rounds early on, but HonoR, I think, is just kind of getting into their pace, and they're figuring out what they need to do, what they needed to change. And it's showing, especially with Jonesy finding his pace last round, just getting that 4K. He took complete control of offices back from the attackers there. He pushed in, took out that thermite, took out the Ash that was kind of watching, and then just completely obliterated the other two as they tried to peek him and flush him out. So we're seeing HonoR kind of start to get their pace back. So I'm hoping to see them take this map. And possibly Prevail take the next map so we can see Skyscraper preferably, but who knows what's going to happen. But we are seeing a fairly equal matchup right now. And, we'll see rounds where it's kind of like a flush where nobody on one team dies and they just completely wipe out the other team. But we've seen some rounds where it's come down to the line. So it's a pretty equal matchup right now.
I agreed. It is, of course, 4-4. So, it is an equal matchup. So we're going to go ahead and get right back into the action. Remember, it is 1-2. It's a best of 3 in overtime. There is no infinite OT, which honestly, I'm a big fan of. I've always kind of, preached that we need to get the infinite OT out here, just like in, Counter-Strike and some of the other big eSports, because again, why should you be limited by a coin flip? But that's just me. That's a topic for another day. For the very first time, I think we're going to be seeing a Blackbeard. I think this is the first Blackbeard we've seen. So interesting to see. This is just now getting picked off. I'm wondering, is this kind of HonoR stepping it up? Is it kind of like all right, it's time to go sweaty mode on these guys? Or is it something that they just decided, swap up? Toasty has been the kind of the guy to be jumping around operators. He's been here, he's been there, all over the place, Capkin, Smoke, everything. So interested to see that, how he's going to be applying this Blackbeard. Will he be changing it up too crazily? Prevail once again underneath. They're bringing a castle this time, so we'll see exactly how they decide to hold their upstairs, because remember, their upstairs so far has been pretty weak. They haven't really done anything too crazy. They are not bringing a bandit. I gotta say, I'm not a big fan of this. I do still think bandit is very important here. I gotta say, if HonoR realizes that, they can just go straight open anything that they need to, because there's not going to be any batteries, and then it's just going to be a straight slaughterhouse from there, as they are going to be reinforcing it. A reinforced box with no batteries, it might as well just be not reinforced anyway. I feel like they don't have a thermite, but they do have a bomber. So with those hatches soft or open, it doesn't really matter what the Habana uses it on. So we'll see exactly how they decide to apply it. Like I said, round number 1 of OT, we're getting right on into it.
Yeah, like you said, it's not smart to not bring a bandit, but at the same time, if you might be able to use that. I doubt they're going to use it this way, but you could use it to mind trick the attackers and kind of funnel them into somewhere that you're going to be prepared for them to push into. We're not entirely certain that's what they're doing with this setup. They do like to have that Ella, and Smoke is always important. And like you said, Jaeger also a very important operator. And with this kind of a setup, Castle also being very important. So it could have just been, well, we need these operators for this setup. Let's not bring the bandit because he's not completely essential. While he's extremely useful, he's not 100% essential for this strategy.
Exactly. Once again, we just keep seeing these attacks just kind of slow down, slow down. They are just now getting those walls open. That mirror is going to be blown into oblivion. As Reaper is now down to about 50 HP, we will be seeing Mango upstairs as well on that L. It looks like HonoR is just deciding to kind of attack that upstairs. I guess they finally realized that it's not really as strong as it could be. So we'll be seeing a little bit of action, a little bit of gun duels over by box. Just a little bit of back and forth. No deaths yet, but just of course, right as I say that, Pixel's going to be picking up Mango. That's going to be the Ella out of commission. Remember, Mango is kind of your guy to watch for Prevail. So the fact that he's kind of gone and out of the way, that's going to put a lot of pressure on him as the mirror goes down. Scorch is able to pick one up onto Jonesy. Jonesy was on the flank on the back. Bishi is able to pick up Scorch in an immediate trade. Keeps the man advantage in favor of HonoR. They still have, of course, this Blackbeard. Reaper's going to go ahead and fall out. He's going to go around. Will he be spotted right here? Yes, he will be spotted. Fortunately, Tosti's not able to punish that. That is just kind of unlucky for him. Remember, it's a 4-on-3. There's about a minute left, and the attackers now have control of this upstairs. They can start working it. There is no buck, however, so they're not going to be able to really do anything too crazy other than just kind of look through the kill holes that are already pre-existing and then go from there. There's about 45 seconds remaining. They got to start making something happen, or else they're just going to run out of time. They need to, get around into waiting room. Start applying some horizontal pressure, because right now going all vertical is just going to end in their death. I mean, Evening's not getting any pressure from the side, so he's just able to just be looking straight up. We still have the smoke. He has one gas grenade remaining. Like I said, 30 seconds. Look, you guys go somewhere else. Finally, Prophet decides, hey, it's time to start, applying some other pressure elsewhere. Start seeing what we got going on. He does still have one more EMP. He's going to throw it through, but it's going to get ADS'd. Oh, why would you throw the EMP into the window? That is very disheartening, as Lance is going to push up. He's going to be able to pick up one. Pixel's the next up at the window. However, he's going to picks up onto Lance. Puts it into a 3-on-2, but he's going to be picked off. It is now a 2-on-2. They still have the Blackbeard, they still have Beastia, but there's nowhere near the diffuser. They're going to straight run out of time, just as I predicted. And I got to say, guys, you got to be doing something other than just kind of looking through the kill holes. It's not going to work every single time. Start applying some other pressure somewhere else, or else that's going to happen.
Yeah, all of them were upstairs inside of security. There were 4 of them at one time looking into that box there. And they just spent, I think, like almost an entire minute just kind of looking in the box. And the Ash was watching for the flank, and then the Twitch went over there too, and they kind of started to pinch. But when you start to pinch that late in the round, you're at a massive disadvantage already. You have to work quickly, and you have to work efficiently, and they didn't do either. They walked in slowly. The Ash got picked off. An entry fragger, an Ash, getting picked off because they're pushing in slowly, that's not something you want to be hearing at all. Ash is meant to kind of push in quickly and take the enemy by surprise. You're supposed to have a drone up ahead of the Ash, giving her the info she needs so she can get all those kills. And that's Ash's primary role, is the entry fragger. And they just pushed in extremely slow. They had the Blackbeard, standing above the hatch, when you could have had him standing outside of that window and watching for people kind of crossing against the holes that were in the wall there. And they just wasted way too much time. And they got control of Armory, yeah, but you still didn't do anything else during the round, and it's a massive disadvantage at that point.
I almost kind of wonder, were they really kind of expecting like an upstairs hold, because they didn't have the buck, they didn't have a fuse, which I believe we have also seen before. So I think that kind of caught them off guard, that they didn't even have a sledge there either. So there was no ability to go for that vertical play. So just didn't really have the operators there. And that might have been as a result of Prevail, trying to swap it up, and saying, hey, guess what? We're going to go downstairs first just to, kind of trick them up. And it looks like it did, honestly. So great job from them. Unfortunately, the Jonesy getting picked off really early isn't really too big of a deal, because Beastia was actually able to immediately trade it right on back. So it's not really a huge deal that he kind of got picked off early, because again, they kept the man advantage. But again, the big deal is that they just did not have that ability to really do anything else. So we'll be seeing now the rest of the preview. Oh, go ahead. Go.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, I mean, it's not massive if you got picked off early, but I don't think it was very early that he got picked off. It was early in their push per se, but the round timer had still gone down pretty far. So having an Ash kind of moving in that late in the round is what I was kind of trying to say. But that trade back does, kind of balance it out a bit. But a Twitch becoming an entry fragger after your Ash goes down is not the best. But as I say that, Bestia takes down Scorch. So that's a 1 kill in favor of the defenders. And the East Stairs control, it looks like, is going to be taken. They're going to try to open up that reinforced wall against security here. But Jonesy is just standing right there. He's able to one-tap every single pellet on that wall. That does kind of give the attackers a little bit of intel that there is a defender over there, but they can't really contest it. I think they got rid of the Valkyrie cam that they were using down there, but Bestia is going to get a little bit aggressive here. Evening trying to pick him off. He's not going to get it. More drones coming into sight. It looks like 3 of the attackers are on drones right now. And the attackers are all coming for this office's side, while HonoR has full control over it. I mean, they have the Mira inside of Fountain watching it. Bestia just kind of running around inside of sight. It's kind of huge for the defenders to have this much control. The attackers aren't even inside, and it's less than a minute left in the round. And then Bestia getting the angle to shoot at Evening, and Reaper finally takes him down. He's going to be picking Evening back up. Reaper was really low there. So, I mean, he should have been able to get that the kill on the Reaper.
Man, this round is just not looking good at all. Prevail has done absolutely nothing because it is now 30 seconds left remaining. They haven't even gotten into office. Pixel's going to be able to pick up a C4 kill onto Evening. They still have Prophet inside of Break Room. Reaper's going to swing around. He's not even really going to be able to get anything open. Lance is going to go ahead and get pushed, but no, he's finally actually able to pick out Toasty. So remember, it's going to be all up to Prophet from the side, really make something happen, and there he goes. He goes ahead, down but not out. So Lance, he goes out. Super aggressive. Mango, that's not the first time this match that he's missed a shot. He definitely should have been able to win. The rest of HonoR is able to just go ahead and clean up that round. I gotta say, Prevail, what are you guys doing, man? You cannot be pushing into office like that. You know they have all that utility. They've got that mirror there, and literally 30 seconds left in the round, and they weren't even in the building, at least up into that top floor. I mean, they had underneath control, but where was the Buck? You know, the Buck needed to be underneath. He needed to be doing his thing. He wasn't doing his thing. I'm just so disappointed, honestly. Like, guys, just go around. It's obviously not working. You know, if you're sitting there for over a minute and a half and you're like, crap, we still have Prophet. That is the 3rd or 4th round in a row that Prophet has been sitting inside of Break Room, and they have done absolutely nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing to Prophet. Prophet's just been sitting there. He's just like, oh, yep, there's a guy. Oh, you get picked. Oh, there's a guy. I'm going to down him. Oh, I'm going to run into the 2nd floor hallway. Oh, I'm going to kill the guy on east stairs. Every single time. It's like I'm reading a book that's just on repeat. It's just saying the same thing. I'm just reading the same pages. And unfortunately, we really just need to see some sort of adaptation. I mean, heck, just get an Ash charge, you know, go upstairs, you know, bust open, like, Ash, you know, that break wall is actually kind of soft. You know, Ash that wall open, you know, get something done. Open up break room door, open up security window, get some drones in there, push him out, and then go do something else. But don't just leave him there for the 4th or 3rd round in a row. You know, this is really kind of what separates, you know, the okay teams from the good teams, is that they know how to adapt. And right now, Prevail is just not adapting the way that I need them to be adapting. It is just, it's not good right now. And I hope that they really are able to pick it up for the 2nd round or for the 2nd map.
Yeah, I'm hoping so as well. HonoR really did well there, but Prevail didn't push in at all towards security, and they were only on the east stairs and on that balcony there. They had very little control anywhere on the map, and they were still outside, like you said, with less than 30 seconds left. Just complete favor of HonoR there. But Prevail is going to be holding the upstairs side now because they did win downstairs. We do have that Mira in small office, but no Mira window up there yet. I don't know, did the Mira already put out both of her windows? Or is she going to go for that late one up there again? Because we
once
saw
again,
Jones shut that down.
So this is another thing that I really don't like, is that Evening has held on to that mirror every single time, but every single time he's tried to put it up, he's died. Like the first time Jonesy pushed in and killed him. The 2nd time, he didn't even get a chance to put it up. Like, why don't you just put it there and just risk there being a Twitch drone? Like, it just does not make sense to me. The fact that he's holding on to it for this long. Like, listen, I get that you're scared of Twitch drones, but guess what? You got to be looking out for that. You know, that's just sort of thing, because guess what? That thing is loud. It is super loud, you putting that thing up. And you have, like, proven to yourself that you can't put it up reliably without being killed. Prophet's going to be able to pick up the first kill of the round. That's going to be on to Scorch. Man, this is just not looking good for Prevail, as Reaper also goes down for Prevail at the hands of Toasty. You know, looks like HonoR is actually going to be doing something very, very incredible with the comeback here. Jonesy's able to push in. He's able to pick up Lance. He's looking for the head of Evening. He's going to push all the way through. What are you doing? Evening goes for the knife, isn't able to land it. It's all in a 5v1. It's going to be up to Mango. Is he even going to be able to pick up one? He picks up one, almost picks up a 2nd one, as Pixel is going to go ahead and push it in the hip fire pistol headshot from Mango. That's going to be his second kill. He's just going to get collapsed on. You got Toasty coming from security. He's also being pushed from behind. I believe it's going to be Jonesy. Toasty is actually able to pick up the diffuser and runs with it. Looks like Mango's going to go and chase him down. He gives away his position. However, Toasty makes the correct decision. He's going to just go to the site. They know they have the site. They know that Mango is offside. He needs to be moving right now. He cannot stop moving. Go, 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 go. They know that you don't have sight. They're going to immediately start getting the bomb down. There it goes. This is what happens when you aren't playing too aggressive. They know he's over here. Bestia is now pushed all the way across. They know that he's not an armory. They know that he's going to be coming from security. And there's almost a 0% chance of him being able to clutch. I mean, I'm sorry, but this is just a little bit of a misplay there. He needed to be trying to play off that diffuser. He may or may not have known that he had it. That would have been a really clutch moment if he was able to kill Toasty and force them all into him. Unfortunately, it's just not going to happen. You know, what is it? Like, the bomb timer is almost 3/4 the way done, and you're still crouch walking into offices. Like, come on, you got to speed it up here. Not going to happen, as Jonesy is going to close it out, as HonoR is going to be your map 1 winners in a 6-5 scoreline. Map 1 wins the distance. Map 2 is going to be Chalet. I'm not sure how well that's going to be going, because right now Prevail just needs to adapt. They need to learn how to adapt, and if they aren't able to adapt, I'm afraid we're just not going to see anything from them. You know, I really want to see them do it, but unfortunately, not really seeing it. What do you think so far, Crazy?
I mean, Prevail did not. They showed up at the beginning of that map, but like you said, they were a broken record. It was the same thing time and time again, and because of that, HonoR just knew how to change up what they were doing and get the advantage in their favor. And it's nice to see that from HonoR, especially since they do have those the 3 changes to the roster. And Jonesy performing really well that map. I mean, he was constantly just going in and getting those heavy plays, and they did very well. It was mostly balanced, yes, where it was kind of going back and forth, each team getting rounds here and there. But in the end, HonoR just changed, and that's what made the map for them. You can be an equally matched team, but as long as you're willing to change what you're doing, you're going to be the one that's going to take it. But we are going to be going ahead and taking a short break while we get ready for the next map, so please stick around and get ready for us to be watching them play on Chalet.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tao, and I'm joined here by Crazy. We're in the first matchup of the night, Prevail versus HonoR. We just saw map number 1 go in favor of HonoR 6-5 on border. Map 2 is going to be up next. It's going to be Chalet. I gotta say, Prevail not really taking their pacing correctly. You know, we haven't really seen them do much on attack. We haven't seen them change up anything. Crazy, what are you thinking that they need to be doing going into map number 2?
I think they need to really be ready to adapt to their opponents. They didn't change, like you said, they didn't change much about anything during that last matchup or that last map. And they just tried to kind of improve the way that they were holding things. And, you know, maybe in rank that's going to work, but in a competitive, you know, mindset like this, that never works. So hopefully they're a little bit more adaptive, but at the same time, I know Chalet isn't one of those maps that a lot of teams get early practice on. I've noted in the past that Border is one of those first maps that teams will practice on. And, you know, HonoR having those 3 new people on the roster today, that could make Chalet a much harder map for them to be able to play on. If Prevail, who has, you know, they've been together for longer than this roster of HonoR, Prevail could have that mature advantage over HonoR, and we are going to be going into the map now, so we'll see what ends up happening with that. But I'm thinking Prevail is going to have a bit of an advantage here, just based on how long they've actually been playing together.
Well, I totally agree with you there. With that, we're in the map number 2. Like I said, it is going to be on Chalet. HonoR, they made the comeback. I gotta say, they made the comeback. I think they were down 3-1 in that first map, but they made it happen. They changed up what they needed to. Jonesy got more aggressive, and it worked out in their favor. Now, PVL going into map number 2. I don't know, dude. I honestly just do not know. They just need to make sure they hit their shots. Mango, I don't know. Mango it feels like he's nervous right now. Like, he's just not hitting his shots very much. Like, I've seen personally like 3 or 4 times just easy shots that he should have hit, easy kills that really would have made a big impact on the round. However, he just hasn't really been hitting it. I guess, I don't know, maybe he changed his DPI or something. Hopefully he'll find his stride in map number 2, because if not, that's going to be it. That'll be it for HonoR. They'll be able to take it 2-0.
Yeah, Mango has been playing these operators that you're expecting to see quite a few kills from, at least a 1-to-1 KD. having an Ash, you're going to be an entry fragger. You're going to have to land some very fast shots there. And him not landing those, as you said, is pretty big. But we are moving into the round now. We do have a pretty standard operator setup here. We do have a Bandit, Valkyrie, Smoke, Ella, and Jaeger. And as you said before, Jaeger is very important, especially on this site. You want to stop any grenades from coming in through that kitchen window, coming in through the trophy window. There's no real presence on the second floor right now, I don't think I saw. But there is going to be a Bandit sitting right in the main garage entrance right now, and they are going to start to open up that door. Evening droning it out. I think, yeah, so Bandit just got spotted, and Evening's already going to open up that wall. They're going to exchange shots. Bestia getting more shots onto the Buck, then Buck's going to land on him. Buck opening up that wall, just kind of trapping Bestia, getting the kill there right next to the car. I mean, Bestia, he had no way out of there. He just completely got locked down. The second drone was there. Scorch is going to pick off Jonesy. In the meantime, Jaeger going down. That's two of the roamers down early on in the round. And Lance is finally going to move into the garage here. They knew they had control of it. They just wanted to draw out a little bit more and make sure. So now that he's in there below, he can open up almost all of Trophy's floor and flush out all of the people that could be playing inside a Trophy. But we did see, it looked like Mango is pretty close to Toasty up top right now. So hopefully Mango has a teammate drone out the Ella so he can get that kill, because Ella getting off the board right now would almost hand the round to Prevail. Smoke can shut down a good push, but at the same time, in a 5v2 situation, and a minute 40 left on the timer right now, it's not going to be, super easy. Like if you've got 30 seconds left on the clock, yeah, Smoke's going to shut down an entire push. But there is going to be the Ella, actually, Toasty pushing into library, taking out Mango. He's going to be running back. He got droned out, but he did notice the drone. He shot it immediately and ran back. Pixel getting a C4 upstairs. That's those cameras. I mean, they didn't shoot the Valkyrie camera, I believe, and the C4 went up and just took out Scorch. So now Mango and Scorch both off the board. It is a 3v3, a minute 10 left on the clock. Some holes in the ceiling there, or the floor and bathroom, the ceiling of Trophy, giving them advantage. They can kind of shut down some rotations, but Toasty's going to take out Lance somewhere else on the map. But then finally Reaper shutting down Toasty. Toasty with a nice 2 kills there. That's what you want to see from someone roaming with Ella. Shutting down 2 different attackers gives them a massive advantage. And now they have a bunch of Valkyrie cams still up. I'm not sure why we see a living player getting onto the cameras when they have, people that are dead. They can kind of watch the cameras and give the call outs. Maybe they don't have that proper communication yet, but it can be risky to have a living player jumping on a cam like that, unless they just want to know exactly what they're trying to look at. Evening pushing, and he's going to get rid of that barbed wire there. It looks like Reaper and Evening are probably going to have to push in through West Main here, but he does. So Evening finally spots that Valkyrie cam. He's going to shake it out, and Pixel just kind of holding a pixel angle there, trying to watch to see if Evening tries to push in. And Evening's going to push it. He's going to get the shots off, and now it's just Profit. So this is actually turning right back to Prevail. And, we just saw Reaper drop in. He's going to get shotgun through the wall. Profit taking him out, putting it at a 1v1. Evening does have the diffuser. He can try to plant it. It looks like that's what he's going to have to do if he lets off right now. And he did. That's the round going to the defenders.
Man, Prevail, you guys did such a great job getting those 2 initial picks, but then nothing happened. Once again, oh, please, someone give him a lifeline. Guys, Lance was on Buck, and he did a great job killing Bestia, but then he didn't push to Big Garage. He didn't actually use his utility. Guess what, guys? You get control of Big Garage, you get in there, and you start bucking from underneath, and you push out that anchor, because guess what? That smoke just won them the round. They wasted about a minute, almost a minute and 30 seconds doing I don't know what. I have no idea what they were doing. Mango was pushing all the way across. Guess what, dude? You don't need to be over there. You're over there by yourself. There was no trade. The Ella was able to run around, pick up even another kill. PVL, what are you guys doing? Like, Prevail, you guys gotta just focus on what you're doing. Listen, I really do hope you go back to this fight, because let me tell you, what you need to do is something really simple. And then just go there, right? And just go there. Like, don't go anywhere else. Like, Mango doesn't need to be on the other side of library. Like, what are you doing in a library? Like, what is that honestly going to do for you? Did he even have a drone? There obviously wasn't anyone to trade either. So if he had just gone in, they got Lance underneath with a Buck open all the floor, get some drones in there, call out, put someone on B window, kill the smoke as he runs out, or just let him go. That's fine. Doesn't even matter. Guess what? Open up, take master control. You don't even need office. You don't need library. You don't need all these places where you need to go. and then do something. We're seeing so many time and time again, just absolutely nothing is happening. Another thing, the Hibana at the very end there, I think it was evening, was the Hibana. He had 2 Hibana charges left. Guess what? Where's a good place to put him? Oh, there's an entire west main wall that, guess what? Smoke is hiding behind. If you could just open that up, that forces Smoke to move. You could have put someone outside. The last guy who was a 2v2, Evening could have killed the one guy. He did. He was able to pick up that Valkyrie, set off some charges. That forces the Smoke to move around. It's going to make sure that he's not going to really be playing too aggressive. I mean, there you go. It's just mistake after mistake after mistake, and it's just really, really unfortunate. It looks like Mango might actually have a chance to redeem himself. Oh no, Jonesy is able to take his head off. Mango is having a great time. Prophet on the other side, he's bucking for sure. You can hear that. He's actually going from top down. That is a very viable strategy. He's going to be picking up a kill. I believe that was actually onto another one. Evening is going to go ahead and drop. That is going to be very, very unlucky. As Scorch is able to trade back at least 1 kill on the Pixel. Unfortunately, guess what? Habanas have already been used. His utility's already been used. Not too big of a loss there, especially in a 4v2. They just need to drone out these last couple of guys. Lance is stuck inside of Trophy. Not much that he can do individually, especially if this Twitch stays there. Now, Scorch is the one to really kind of watch here because guess what? He's the guy playing really tricky. I gotta say, I'm not really agreeing with this. We saw Bestia actually got punished for doing something like this down in Big Garage last round. Bestia was kind of playing, really, really up aggressive in that Big Garage. You don't want to do that, especially on that first round. Lance is going to be getting flashed out. Oh, right as I said, he's going to get flashed and naded. That's going to leave Scorch in a retake situation because he is not there to help his buddy. That is one of the big reasons why I do not like these sort of positions. Yes, it can work out big, but when it doesn't work, it does not work at all. Rather would have seen them go for those battles, go for those trade battles. And guess what? Now HonoR is going to be up in a 2-0. I got to say, guys, Prevail, you really got to step it up here. You try to get your guy back, but oh my goodness. I'm not liking what I'm seeing here. And it's just small mistakes that are just adding up to be so big that I really am just really kind of confused as to what's going on. That's going to be Prophet finishing out the round.
I mean, Prevail I think one of the issues with Prevail is they just kind of, they change their mind a lot. They change, like in the middle of the round, especially on attacking, they'll just change up what they're doing. In the middle of a round on defense, even, they've already lost a lot of ground, and then they change the way that they're holding things, and it does not work out very well for them. We've seen it twice now. I mean, this was supposed to be their map, and so far it's not looking like it's going to be. We are going to be re-hosting right now to try to get Evening back into the game. Just a heads up on that. We are going to get the players back in shortly. But Talon, what do you think about HonoR? What do you think? Why do you think they're actually showing up so well on this map?
Honestly, I think it's more of a not really HonoR, showing up. It's that Prevail is not. That's really what it just kind of comes down to here is if Prevail didn't make a lot of these mistakes, if they didn't do the same thing over and over again, if they didn't play too aggressive here and there, and if they just actually did something, I think that they would be in a much better position. And I'm just really disappointed right now because I really want these guys to do well. I want all these teams to do well. We are here at CCS, here for the community. So it's just I really was expecting more, especially in the 3rd week of CCS. Hopefully they would have had these kind of sort of situations ironed out by now, but maybe they just haven't had me being there, just being real with them. Like, guys, hope you're going through the VOD. I'm being real with you. You guys, you got to speed it up. You're stalling out too much. You're getting something done. Like I said, you got the very first round, you got the roamers out. You had control of Big Garage. You even got another pick onto the Jaeger, and that's a very good job. Like, fantastic there. But guess what, guys? Like, you got to do something with it. Like, you have to do something else. You can't just sit there and do nothing, because if you sit there and do nothing, the round timer is going to keep going. Like, the round timer doesn't wait for you. This isn't casual. You don't have 4 minutes. In casual, you can sit there and do nothing for about 2 minutes, and it's okay because you have that extra time. But in a competitive setting like this, that's not going to fly. That is absolutely not going to fly. I mean, good job for them for actually, bringing it down to like that one-on-one situation. However, they just weren't really able to pull it out there on that first round. The Evening on the Hibana definitely should have also gotten on that defuse. He needed to start that, that process of getting it done, because remember, if you put the diffuser down at 1 second, you're as good as dead. Honestly, you really are. And so he really missed his window of opportunity in like right as the thermite got killed. I would have also kind of liked to have seen the thermite in that situation stay above the hatch, Because if you can stay above the hatch, you know where the last guy is. He has to come through the kill holes or the door. Just watch it from the hatch. You don't have to drop down. You don't have to get shotgun. There's no reason to play that aggressive. You just play back, cover your guy. The guy can plant safely inside of kitchen. You can plant behind the bar of kitchen, or the island of kitchen, I'm going to say, and you won't be killed. The smoke had no smokes, canisters left, so you had a free plant. But the fact that he just kind of jumped down, put it onto a 1v1, and then of course the diffuser wasn't down, it just made it so tough. So like I said, they just need to figure out what they need to do and get it done. And I think it does kind of come down to like a lack of practice. Because when you have teams like this, and it's so common to see, like, they just do not practice enough. They aren't scrimming enough to say, hey, listen, this isn't happening. Like, nothing's happening. Like, we got to really step it up. We got to change our strategy, and we got to be able to adapt if our strategy isn't working. Because some of these times, like, I feel like Prevail has a plan, but then they just don't execute fully on that plan, or something else happens that throws a curveball in their plan, and they just can't do anything because they just don't know how to get that adaptation. And I do think that does come from a lack of strategy or scrimming. Excuse me. I think that if they had scrimmed more and really kind of become more comfortable as a team and more comfortable as they're having their IGL lead them, I think that's really where they're going to find most of their success. So I hope I'm saying this over and over, I really want them to watch this VOD. They can just learn so much from this, and because honestly, that's what they need right now. And I do hope that they can change this up for next week.
Yeah, like you said, they do need to change it up. They need to learn from their mistakes. The way I've always looked at every single match, whether I win or lose, it's always a learning experience. Even if you win, you should still be looking to learn from any mistakes that you make. Always, mentally note it. It shouldn't be up to a coach. It shouldn't be up to an in-game leader to kind of help the players note what they're doing wrong. So hopefully Prevail kind of is working on that right now. Another thing that could be happening is, HonoR might still have a bit of momentum coming in from the last map, and they could be using that to kind of carry them along a bit here. And Prevail, it's possible they're just kind of losing a little bit of morale after losing that first map. But Chalet was their pick. Hopefully they're able to come back from it. We are going back into it. We do have HonoR on defense downstairs right now. So we'll see how they manage to play this if Prevail makes those mistakes again. And, we do just need to see a much faster attack coming in from them where they don't change their mind in the middle of the round.
Agreed there. So we will be seeing HonoR is going to be playing downstairs in the basement here. Going to be kind of chillaxing, seeing what they do. They, I believe, are up 2-0 right now. So definitely going to be looking to, extend even further. Nothing too crazy for the operator lineups. I do need to see Lance on that buck. He needs to get upstairs inside of Fireplace. That's going to be the really kind of critical position for him to be really playing in. But they have to make sure that it's clear, because if they don't make sure that it's clear and they get a roamer on them and it kills the buck, that just makes a huge, big problem. Mango with a little bit of pre-drone. I like what's going on here. They're hopefully slowing it down in the little beginning, figuring out what needs to happen. Where are these roamers? They know where the L is now. Are they going to be able to kind of collapse on this, or are they just going to be kind of slowing down? That's going to be the real key, and that's the big difference between a good team and a bad team.
And I like that they're droning out. They're getting that intel, but they don't have anyone there to capitalize on. It's one of the things that it kind of irks me when you send in a bunch of drones, but you don't have anyone kind of working alongside of the drones. You're getting that intel, but then the defenders just have so much time to rotate away after you've spotted them because there's no one there to actually take advantage of it. So right now you see Mango on an Ash, an entry fragger who should be the one working alongside these drones. Is just sitting on the kitchen window. Yeah, Toasty's there, but you don't have him fully locked down right now. I don't think they've even noticed the Jaeger inside a trophy here. So these drones are kind of useless. Mango's finally going to be opening up trophy window, and the drone is going to head into trophy. He's going to take some shots at the drone. I don't think even noticed it. I don't think even noticed it, but Scorch does take out Toasty, so that's the Ella off the map. And then Best, the Jaeger getting taken down by Mango. So that's where we needed Mango to start showing up, getting those picks as the Ash. So this round's starting to go in favor of Prevail, but we've seen this happen before, and then they change their mind and things just go wrong. Hopefully they commit. It looks like they're committing to a north take here, so a take from Big Garage. Evening is going to push down, get a lot of damage put on him, but Pixel getting caught outside of the reinforced wall there, almost getting picked off himself. He knows that there's multiple attackers there now, but Evening being that low, that could give a pretty decent advantage to the defenders here. Most of the defenders are still kind of looking towards main stairs and such, but Smoke here, he does have the chance to kind of shut down the push from the north side. He is going to throw out a smoke canister a little bit early for my taste. There is still 40 seconds left, but Thermite is actually on the other side opening up Snowmobile Garage. So we actually have, right now, we have the attackers pinching very well. Opening up that small garage is going to give them a massive advantage because now you've got the defenders looking in two different ways. And Smoke actually standing up there, doesn't get picked off. Jonesy takes out Evening and then pushes out and takes out Mango. I mean, Prevail just kind of falling apart in the end here. Jonesy getting those aggressive picks. Now there's two attackers outside of the big, outside of Snowmobile Garage, and Buck is still upstairs. I mean, Reaper pushing in through a smoke canister. He's taking a lot of damage, taking the shots. He's going to get taken out as he's putting the plant down. Prophet taking out Reaper, Jonesy taking out Lance. It's all down to Scorch, and he's going to get taken out by Prophet, ending the round.
Oh, Prevail. Oh, you guys had it. They actually had it. You know, it was a 5-on-3 situation on this bomb site. It's very attacker-sided, I got to say. Wow. Jonesy, fantastic job. I think he ended up, with a 3K that round. Jonesy saving that round for his team. Wow, he is able to push out, grab both those guys. I kind of like the overall strategy from Prevail, though. They got control. They killed the roamers. Good job. They were able to buck from above. They were able to, move those defenders around. However, Jonesy just kind of came out of nowhere. He was able to kill both those guys on the backside because this was a pinch situation. Like they're kind of like a scorpion kind of coming in with a little pinch maneuver. They got two guys in the back. They got two guys mobile with the thermite. They have one above. Oh man, dude, Jonesy was able to just rush right on through. They just were not ready for that. Unfortunately, that Ash charge kind of got picked up by the ADS, so that really kind of hurt that overall attack. And honestly, you didn't really need to be too aggressive there for Prevail. Like you can just kind of chillax. You can open up that barbed wire, just throw some flashes, and then just kind of chillax. You don't actually have to push it. Just the threat of you being there really definitely hurts. I kind of would have liked to have seen a Blackbeard actually in Big Garage, Black, because they did get the right hole open. They did have the wine wall open, so great job there. Getting that open, getting control of all of that area. They just need to also just make sure you hold all three of those stairwells as best as you can. Make sure they can't rotate out, and then it's as simple as figuring out where each of the last defenders are, and then slowly picking them off one by one. Like I said, Mango's he didn't really hit a shot. Once again, really just kind of unlucky there that he really wasn't able to. That really just kind of proved just too much for them to really kind of handle. So I got to say, nice try from Prevail. They were just so close. Jonesy just kind of came out, ruined all of their plans. #ruined. So it's going to be all up to Prevail down on this defense. See if they can stay in this game. I believe the score is 3-1. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but so Prevail is definitely in a tight one more round and it's match point.
Yeah, I mean, I think I just want to note this one last thing before we start talking about this round. I think one of the big issues there was that Jonesy ran out and Evening was watching that angle, and Evening had like 2 health left. You don't want to have someone with no health watching an angle like that where someone can kind of run out because if you don't land your first shot, you're dead. Whereas someone with full health might have a little bit of a better chance of surviving because they can take 1 or 2 chest shots. They might be able to get the trade off at least. But Mango, didn't have the time to react to Evening getting picked off. We do have the attackers moving in now. HonoR opening up that hatch really early, getting a grenade in there. I think it might have gone through no, it did not go through the mirror window. That would have been a nice nade for Prophet again. I mean, he's doing really well with his grenades during this matchup so far. Hopefully he's able to get, no, it's just gonna bounce off. Unfortunate for him.
That's unlucky.
Yeah, but I do believe they have full control of the top floor right now, or second and third floor. And all the defenders are hunkered down on site. These mirror windows are open. It looks like at least one of them is open. Mango sitting out. Reaper taking out Prophet. That goes the Buck. He was inside of Bar, I believe. And then Jonesy taking out Mango. I believe that was a trade back. So it is going to be 4v4. And the attackers are kind of moving in a little bit slow. Yeah, they've got this first floor control, but there's less than a minute left in the round. And I haven't seen much aggression. But then Bestia taking out Lance and Jonesy taking out Reaper. Scorch finally taking out Jonesy. Jonesy is one of those players that just does work. It is a 2v3 right now in favor of the attackers. It looks like they're going to be coming from Big Garage. Toasty taking out Scorch as well. It's going to leave it down to Evening. He's on a Mira, a 1-speed operator, and he's going to spot out Jonesy on the main stairs, get the kill. Very nice kill there from him because that stops him from being pinched. But there are 2 attackers on this other bomb site right now. And Bestia is going to get the angle from right behind the bomb, get a nice headshot on the Evening, and close out the round.
Great job there from HonoR. They were able to just do what they needed to do. That is the sort of attack that I was kind of expecting Prevail was going to be able to pull off last round. Just really kind of slow, kind of coordinated. You did kind of mention that, guess what? they're picking their way up there. They're going through it. So with that, right now we're in match point for HonoR eSports. They are up 4-0. I got corrected. They are up 4-0. So right now it's really going to be tough for Prevail to try and make something happen here. But like I said, that last attack from HonoR, I liked it. It was pretty standard. Nothing too crazy going on. They're not trying to do anything fancy. They're not trying to push up where they don't need to be. They don't need to be on the other side of the map. No, they're just pushing in. They just get the kills. Yeah, they're getting picks. They got Lance picking. Getting a little bit too aggressive on that open mirror. So just got to be a little bit more careful for that. Great job, or Twitch learning from Bestia, able to get that open. Maybe it wasn't a Twitch, or maybe it was a Habana. Either way, they're able to open it up, and then that really just kind of shuts down that entire attack. So Prevail, you guys got one shot right now to really kind of make it happen. They're going to have to really pull off a fantastic attack. Remember last time we saw them trying to attack this site, they really slowed down a lot. We needed to see Lance really start to work on getting open that trophy floor. So hopefully they are able to this time around. Unfortunately, I don't know. It's just going to be really, really tough, even if they are able to do that. Because you got to remember, you have to have someone at that trophy window to really make it effective. And I do sincerely hope that they know that.
I mean, this was Prevail's pick. This map was Prevail's pick, and they are not showing up in the slightest. I mean, HonoR at a 4-0 on a map they didn't even pick, and on a map that normally the advantage would be to teams that are together for longer. They have 3 new people on the roster, and they're doing fantastic at shutting down Prevail. But I think part of it is, Prevail just not showing up. But Toasty is going to be on the roam here. He's going to take some shots at the Ash on Library Window. He's being pinched from both sides. So to be safe, he's just kind of going back downstairs. There is a drone following him around, trying to drone him out, but he's still wasting time, and that's a fantastic thing for a roamer to do. It's not all about the kills when you're roaming. Jonesy kills are extremely important, but wasting time as much as possible is the biggest thing. But we do see Toasty and Jonesy are both downstairs right here. We've seen Jonesy make some incredible plays, and him roaming around like this with the Bandit, he could do something that could completely blow our minds right now. He has the potential to do it, and we'll see if he's able to. We do see Prevail actually, kind of taking the top floor right now. They have flushed out all of the roamers that are upstairs, so they are going to have this top floor control. And Evening getting a headshot on the Jaeger, taking him out. He's out of the game right now. I believe he was downstairs, and he got taken out. So, I mean, Prevail is just getting this vertical gameplay right now. They're taking the top floor and they're taking the bottom floor. But there's a C4 from Pixel taking out Reaper. That's the fuse down. They don't have the fuse now that can flush them out from any hallways or sites that they want to flush them out of. And they're still droning. There's still 2 roamers downstairs right now. There's less than a minute 30 left in the round. Those 2 roamers could come in for a late flank. They could just kind of stay down there for as long as they want. Prophet up here with the smoke, he's going to be able to shut down a push into that hallway from West Main. I don't know if they opened up the hatch inside a kitchen yet, but Toasty is just kind of spraying through that wall saying, hey, guys, I'm still here. Oh, see, they're not even up there. They're opening up into Trophy from West Main. And that's still a spot that Smoke is going to be able to shut them down from if he wants to. And we do still have those roamers still downstairs. And, Pixel kind of sitting here watching for that upstairs push. Right now, it's kind of looking in favor of HonoR, if you ask me, but there is Lance finally opening up down in Big Garage. She's going to try to flush the smoke out. Mango getting a pick on a Jonesy. That's a big gameplay, or big player out of the match already. Toasty taking out Mango. Evening taking out Prophet. They're just going back and forth right now, back and forth. Evening putting down the diffuser. There are only 2 defenders left, but Pixel is running in. He's going to get the shots on Evening, downing him. He's going to push in and finish off the kill. The diffuser is now down. Toasty taking out Scorch. And this is just falling apart for Prevail. Lance has to run all the way upstairs. The defenders have a massive advantage right now. There's 12 seconds left on the clock, and Lance doesn't even know what he's doing. He's going to get shot by the Valkyrie just holding the angle. I mean, he was being spotted that entire the Valkyrie was being spotted that entire time. You can't miss a shot like that when you have that marker there. They're leaning, and that's going to cost them the match.
Wow. What happened to the covering? There's 3 attackers alive, and you have 1 solo guy sitting inside a trophy trying to hold down the plant. Wait, what? Like, where's he? Like, where's the help? Valkyrie was able to just Pixel. Great job, man. Honestly, Pixel. He got a second C4 of the game, and then he was able to run in there and he was able to stop a plant. Like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, I mean,
wow.
He committed to it, and it worked out beautifully for him. I don't know why they didn't have. They should have just had somebody on trophy window.
Yeah,
that would have completely shut down a push. But they had nobody on that side of the map. I think everyone was in West Main. They had the Buck downstairs, and then they had another player that was still upstairs. So I think that was a mistake by Habana pushing in that early. It's not necessarily a mistake of not having someone in position to cover. I think the Habana kind of made a very last second decision to just kind of push in and try to get the plant down. They were very low on time, so it's understandable. That's very costly. You could at least have someone watching from West Main into the hole that the Habana opened up to try to, at least catch their feet and give the Habana the intel that they need to finish that off.
Exactly. Honestly, Prevail, I hope you're watching the end of this because I really just need you to go back through this VOD and learn from your mistakes and come back stronger next week. I know you guys have more. I need to see you guys work a little bit better as a team. Listen a little bit more to an IGL. If you don't have an IGL, find one. Get him in there and just, fix a lot of this stuff. There's a lot of mistakes that you guys can learn from, and I hope you sincerely do. Because it's not big mistakes, it's small things that add up a lot. And honestly, I think that's going to be where you guys will definitely be able to accentuate everything else and go from there. Now with that, great job from HonoR. They were able to pick up the series 2-0. It was 6-5 on Border and a 5-0 on Chalet. Gotta say, fantastic job. Our next matchup coming up right after this is VEAV at Armis versus Altitude. We'll have that in just a few minutes, so stick around, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. We'll be right back.